Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Jason Fung. Have you ever paused in the middle of your day to genuinely ask yourself why, even after making a conscious effort to eat more salads, cut back on greasy burgers, and blend up what you believe are wholesome smoothies? You still wake up feeling puffy, drained of energy, or trapped in a thick haze of mental fog. You are sincerely convinced that you are making all the right moves, and yet, somehow, your body continues to resist your efforts, refusing to respond in the way you had hoped. What if I were to tell you that the very vegetables sitting right now in your refrigerator, the ones you have placed your complete trust in to keep you healthy and vibrant, might actually be quietly, stealthily damaging the very organs that are working tirelessly to keep you alive? I am referring, of course, to your kidneys, those two unassuming, silent filters situated behind your lower back that never utter a single word of complaint, never request a moment of rest, and never send you a warning signal until the damage has already progressed far beyond the point of easy repair. Here is a frightening reality that every single person needs to hear and truly absorb. You can lose nearly 90% of your total kidney function before a single solitary symptom ever makes itself known to you. No pain to alert you, no alarms to wake you up, no clear warning signs to steer you away from danger. Just a slow, invisible, insidious decline that continues on without detection until one fateful day, your routine lab results arrive in your inbox or on your doctor's desk and reveal the uncomfortable, undeniable truth. Your kidneys are in trouble. This information is not meant to frighten you without purpose. It is meant to jolt you into awareness. Every single year, millions of adults across the globe are told by their physicians that their creatinine levels have crept up a little bit higher than they should be, and far too many people simply shrug it off, convincing themselves that it is just a normal, inevitable part of aging, or perhaps just a passing side effect of everyday stress. But what is really happening beneath the surface, hidden from view, is a slow, progressive suffocation of your body's most chronically underappreciated and overlooked organ. And the cruelest part of this entire scenario is that most people are doing this damage to themselves through the very foods they genuinely and earnestly believe are healing them. In this episode, we are going to pull back the curtain completely and expose the so called healthy vegetables that can quietly, methodically sabotage your kidneys over time. And I am also going to reveal the ones that can actually step in to restore and protect them instead. By the time we have finished our journey together today, you will know exactly what belongs on your plate and what should never touch it again. Because knowledge is not just power, it is protection. It is the shield that stands between you and irreversible harm. And if you stay with me for the next few minutes, you might just discover that saving your kidneys does not require more effort, more expense, or more complexity. It only requires the right awareness, the right information, and the willingness to make a change. So, before you take another single bite of that so called healthy meal, listen carefully. Because what I am about to share with you could be the defining difference between a lifetime of robust good health and a future of silent, irreversible damage that you never saw coming. When most people picture the greatest dangers to their kidneys, they instinctively think of fast food dripping with grease, sugary sodas, or an overabundance of salt. But let me tell you, the real threat might actually be sitting quietly in your very own kitchen pantry, wearing a bright, shiny halo of health. I am talking about tomatoes. They are bright, tangy, and beloved in almost every culture around the world, from the sun drenched kitchens of Italy to the heart of Texas. The fruit that built pasta night, the foundation of countless family recipes. Yet, here is the unvarnished truth. The danger does not actually originate from the tomato itself. The problem begins the very moment we decide to process it. You see, a fresh, raw, uncooked tomato is actually quite gentle and forgiving on your kidneys. Slice it into a fresh salad, and there is absolutely no problem at all. But when that same innocent tomato gets boiled down, strained, and packed into a dense paste or a rich sauce, the nutrients do not just concentrate, the minerals do too, and they concentrate dramatically. One single cup of standard tomato sauce can hold nearly 900 milligrams of potassium. That is almost half of your entire recommended daily limit if your kidneys are already beginning to slow down and lose their filtering efficiency. Add just a few innocent spoonfuls of ketchup to your meal, or enjoy a bowl of tomato soup, and you have already crossed that invisible line without even realizing what you have done. Let me tell you about a patient of mine named Hadi. He was a 57-year-old retiree who genuinely thought he was eating clean, pure, wholesome food. Every single Sunday, he would lovingly prepare his own healthy pasta sauce from scratch, using only the freshest ingredients. No preservatives, no store-bought junk, just pure tomato paste and high-quality olive oil. He did not drink alcohol, he did not smoke, and he proudly called this his heart-friendly, health-conscious meal. But one day, out of the blue, he started feeling weak, dizzy, and short of breath for no apparent reason. His doctor checked his blood and discovered that his potassium levels were dangerously, alarmingly high. His heart rhythm was off, skipping beats erratically like a broken drum. The diagnosis was hyperkalemia, a silent killer that can literally stop your heart in its tracks without any advance warning whatsoever. Here is the science behind it, broken down into plain English. Potassium is absolutely vital for proper nerve and muscle function. But when your kidneys begin to slow down, even small excesses of potassium can build up in your bloodstream quickly and dangerously. Those invisible ions interfere directly with your heart's delicate electrical system, causing fatigue, muscle weakness, and eventually life-threatening cardiac arrhythmias. Doctors call it the quiet rhythm because you never see it coming until it is almost too late to intervene. So, how do you fix this without completely banishing tomatoes from your life forever? You do not need to eliminate them entirely. You simply need to respect their concentration and adjust your habits accordingly. Limit your sauces to about 2 tablespoons per meal. Replace concentrated tomato paste with fresh, diced tomatoes or roasted red peppers for vibrant flavor. Use aromatic herbs like basil and parsley to bring your dishes to life without drowning your kidneys in a flood of potassium. A few mindful, intentional swaps can mean the difference between proper nourishment and dangerous overload. And remember this crucial point. Most people who end up with significant kidney trouble did not get there overnight. They got there one healthy choice at a time, one wrong sauce, one oversized portion, repeated mindlessly day after day, until the kidneys finally whispered their quiet, desperate plea, enough. But simply knowing this information is not enough, because there is another food that hides behind a facade of comfort and tradition that is even more deceptive because it looks so completely harmless and fills dinner plates all across America every single night. I am talking about potatoes, and what you are about to hear might change the way you look at them forever. If tomato sauce is the silent overload, then potatoes are the warm, smiling enemy that most people invite to their dinner table every single day without a second thought. From mashed to baked, roasted to fried, they are comfort on a plate, soft, golden, nostalgic, and deeply familiar. But what if that very comfort is quietly, persistently putting dangerous pressure on your kidneys every single time you take a bite? I have seen it more times than I can possibly count. Patients walk into my clinic proudly describing their healthy home-cooked diet, only to discover that their favorite side dish has been quietly raising their potassium levels for years on end. Take Kinza, for example. She was a 60-year-old grandmother who had made a concerted effort to cut out sugar, soda, and fried food from her diet. She thought she was doing absolutely everything right. On Thanksgiving, she filled her plate with creamy mashed potatoes, sweet potato casserole, and roasted red potatoes. It all looked innocent, even wholesome. But by that very night, she felt her heart flutter unnervingly and her muscles weaken inexplicably. In the ER, her potassium measured over 7.0 mmol L, dangerously, critically high. Doctors called it acute hyperkalemia, and they told her something that shook her to her very core. The healthy food she had loved and trusted had almost stopped her heart. Here is the science in plain, straightforward English. A single medium baked potato can hold around 1100 milligrams of potassium. A cup of mashed sweet potato contains about 1200. When your kidneys are working perfectly and filtering efficiently, they flush out the extra potassium without any trouble at all. But when that filtration rate slows down, even just a little bit, that potassium builds up in your bloodstream like water behind a dam. At first, you just feel tired, maybe a little dizzy or off balance. Then suddenly, the dam breaks and your heart rhythm slips out of control. This is not a rare or isolated phenomenon. Studies show conclusively that hyperkalemia contributes to thousands of preventable hospital visits every single year, especially among adults over the age of 60 who have early, undiagnosed kidney decline. The fix is not giving up potatoes forever, it is learning to cook smarter and more intentionally. One powerful technique is called leaching. Peel your potatoes and slice them thin. Soak them in water for several hours, then boil them in fresh water instead of baking or frying them. This simple, straightforward, time tested step can remove up to 70% of their potassium content. Portion size matters just as much. Keep your serving to about a quarter cup and never pile multiple forms of potatoes onto one plate. For Linda, that small change was genuinely life saving. Today, she still enjoys her favorite dishes, but in careful moderation, and her potassium levels have stayed steady and safe ever since. So, here's my question for you. Have you ever believed a food was healthy just because it was homemade or made from scratch? If so, please drop a comment below. I read every single one personally. You would be amazed at how many people share the same surprise when they learn that even the most comforting food can become a kidney's worst nightmare. And yet, knowing this is still only half the story, because the next vegetable I am going to tell you about does not just strain your kidneys slowly over time. It can attack them from the inside out, one glass at a time. It is praised globally as a superfood, but for weakened kidneys, it can be a ticking time bomb. Stay with me, because what I am about to tell you about beets will shock you. The diagnosis was acute oxalate nephropathy triggered by excessive daily beet consumption. Here is what happened inside his body. Beets are loaded with two tricky, problematic substances, potassium and oxalates. A single glass of beet juice can contain 500 to 600 milligrams of potassium, which is already risky for anyone with stage 2 or stage 3 kidney decline. But the bigger, more insidious threat is oxalate, a natural compound that binds to calcium. When too much oxalate enters your bloodstream, it forms razor sharp crystals that scrape against your delicate kidney tissue and physically block the intricate filtration channels inside your nephrons. Studies published in the American Journal of Kidney Diseases have documented similar cases. Healthy adults developing sudden acute kidney injury after just a few short weeks of daily beet smoothies. The irony is painfully clear. The same nitrates that open your blood vessels can, in the wrong context, choke your kidneys. For a healthy athlete with perfect filtration, that beet juice boost might genuinely help performance. But for anyone with elevated creatinine, diabetes, or high blood pressure, those daily beet drinks are like pouring sand into an already strained, fragile filter. So, what can you do instead? Moderation and pairing are absolutely everything. If you truly enjoy beets, eat them in small portions, roasted, not juiced, and always combine them with calcium rich foods like yogurt or cheese. The calcium binds some of the oxalates in your gut, preventing them from ever reaching your kidneys in the first place. Avoid beet powders and concentrated shots completely. They are not detoxing you, they are overloading you. Have you ever tried one of those super detox beet smoothies thinking it was the key to better health? Be honest, because most people have. Type yes in the comments if you have fallen for that trend. You are not alone. Even doctors see it happen every single week, and the truth shocks almost everyone. But understanding beets is only half the battle, because the next vegetables I am about to share with you do not harm your kidneys, they heal them. They are simple, affordable, and backed by rigorous science to help restore balance from the inside out. Stay with me. What comes next might be the part that finally gives your kidneys the relief they have been begging for. After hearing about the foods that can quietly destroy your kidneys, you might start to wonder if anything is truly safe to eat anymore. I get it. Patients tell me all the time, "Doctor, everything I love seems to hurt me." And that is when I smile and tell them, not everything. Because there are foods that do not fight your kidneys, they fight for them. And one of the most powerful is also one of the simplest, cauliflower. It is not flashy or trendy. You will not see influencers making cauliflower challenges on TikTok. But this humble, unassuming white vegetable is a quiet hero in the world of kidney care. Why? Because unlike potatoes or spinach, cauliflower is low in potassium, low in phosphorus, low in sodium, and incredibly gentle on your body's delicate filtration system. Just 1 cup of cooked cauliflower has about 88 milligrams of potassium. That is barely a drop in the bucket compared to the 1,000 milligrams hiding in a baked potato. It is the difference between easing your kidneys and overwhelming them. Let me tell you about Lubna, one of my absolute favorite patients. She is 67 years old and had been told that her creatinine was climbing, that dialysis might be in her inevitable future. When we reviewed her diet together, she realized that every single night she had been eating mashed potatoes, genuinely believing they were safe because they were homemade. I asked her to make just one simple, manageable change. Swap those potatoes for creamy mashed cauliflower with a drizzle of olive oil and garlic. 6 weeks later, her swelling had gone down, her energy had returned, and her blood work told a story we both wanted to hear. Her potassium had stabilized, and her creatinine had dropped significantly. Science supports what I see every day in the clinic. Cauliflower belongs to the cruciferous vegetable family along with cabbage and broccoli. It is packed with sulforaphane and glucosinolates, plant compounds that have been proven in numerous studies to reduce inflammation and help the liver and kidneys neutralize harmful toxins. One study from the Journal of Renal Nutrition found that diets rich in cruciferous vegetables improved filtration rates and lowered oxidative stress in patients with chronic kidney disease. In simple terms, cauliflower helps your kidneys breathe again. And the best part? It is incredibly versatile. You can roast it until it is golden and caramelized, steam it until it is tender, or mash it until it is smooth and creamy. It absorbs flavor like a sponge: garlic, herbs, lemon, whatever you love. Food should never feel like punishment, and cauliflower proves that healing can still taste genuinely good. So, if you have been afraid that every meal is an enemy, remember this: the right foods do not just help you avoid damage, they help your body fight back. Cauliflower is living proof that simplicity can be powerful medicine. But do not stop here, because the next vegetable I am about to share does not just protect your kidneys, it shields your heart and blood vessels too. It is vibrant, delicious, and most people completely underestimate its healing potential. Stay with me. What I am about to tell you about red bell peppers might change the way you build your plate forever. After discovering how gentle and supportive cauliflower can be for your kidneys, let us turn to something more vibrant and colorful. Something that adds brightness, natural sweetness, and healing in every single bite. I am talking about the red bell pepper. It is one of those vegetables that hides in plain sight, often pushed aside as just a garnish or a colorful accent. Yet, it holds the kind of power that your kidneys quietly thank you for. When I first tell patients that bell peppers can protect their kidneys, most of them look genuinely surprised. "Doctor, are not they just for flavor?" they ask. Not even close. Red bell peppers are one of the most kidney-safe vegetables on the entire planet. They are low in potassium, about 250 milligrams per cup, compared to nearly 1,000 in tomatoes. And they are loaded with vitamin C, beta carotene, lycopene, and flavonoids. These powerful antioxidants act like tiny protective shields, neutralizing the oxidative stress that slowly wears down your kidney cells over time. Let me share George's story with you. He was 61 years old when he came to see me, tired, frustrated, and genuinely scared. His blood pressure was climbing relentlessly, his kidney numbers were slipping, and he felt like every single meal was a gamble with his health. He had replaced junk food with tomato sauce and tomato soup, thinking he was eating clean, but his potassium kept rising despite his efforts. When we swapped out those sauces for dishes built around red bell peppers, stir fries, roasted peppers, even bell pepper soup, something remarkable happened. Within just a few short weeks, his potassium normalized, his blood pressure dropped by 10 points, and more importantly, he told me, "For the first time in months, I feel light and energized after eating. That is not magic, that is chemistry." The carotenoids and flavonoids in red bell peppers do not just fight inflammation. They help keep your blood vessels flexible and strong. Remember, your heart and your kidneys are intimate partners in your body's health. When one suffers, the other inevitably follows. Research from the Clinical Journal of the American Society of Nephrology shows that diets rich in colorful vegetables, like red bell peppers, are linked to lower blood pressure and slower kidney decline. It is living proof that color on your plate often means protection in your bloodstream. Cooking bell peppers is easy and enjoyable. Roast them until their edges darken and caramelize beautifully. Slice them raw into salads for a satisfying, refreshing crunch, or stuff them with grains and herbs for a complete kidney-friendly meal. The flavor is naturally sweet and satisfying, so you will not need heavy sauces or salt to enjoy them. It is a simple swap that can change the way your body feels after every single meal. So, next time you crave flavor, skip the ketchup or the tomato paste and reach for a red bell pepper instead. It does not just make your food look alive, it helps keep you alive. But the journey does not end here, because there is one ingredient left that might be sitting quietly in your kitchen right now, waiting to be discovered. It is tiny, ordinary, and yet powerful enough to lower your blood pressure, calm inflammation, and protect your kidneys from the inside out. Stay with me, because what I am about to reveal about garlic might completely change the way you season your food and how long your kidneys stay strong. After the vibrant strength of red bell peppers, let us turn to something smaller, humbler, but infinitely more powerful. Garlic. It may not look like much, but this tiny, unassuming clove has protected human health for thousands of years, long before we had laboratories or blood tests. Healers all across the world, from ancient Egypt to traditional Chinese medicine, trusted garlic to cleanse, to strengthen, and to heal. And today, modern science has finally caught up to what ancient wisdom already knew. Garlic is one of the most effective natural protectors that your kidneys could ever ask for. When people first hear that, they usually laugh. Garlic? The same thing I use to flavor pasta. Yes, exactly that. But here is the secret. Garlic is not just a seasoning, it is medicine in disguise. Its real power lies in a compound called allicin, which is released when you crush or chop a fresh clove. That sharp, almost spicy aroma, that is the allicin activating. And once it is inside your body, it becomes a triple action defense: anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, and natural blood pressure regulator. Let me tell you about Patricia. She was a 60-year-old woman who came to me struggling with stage 3 kidney disease and blood pressure that absolutely refused to budge despite multiple medications. She tried medication after medication, but the numbers stayed stubbornly high. I asked her to do something simple: add 2 freshly crushed cloves of garlic to her meals every single day, letting them sit for about 10 minutes before cooking to fully activate the allicin. 3 months later, her blood pressure had dropped from 150 over 95 to 135 over 85. Her inflammation markers improved significantly. She did not change her prescriptions. She changed her food. Studies back this up powerfully. Research published in the Journal of Hypertension and the American Journal of Nephrology found that regular garlic consumption can lower systolic blood pressure by an average of 8 to 15 points and significantly reduce oxidative stress in people with chronic kidney disease. Think about that for a moment. Something growing quietly in the ground has the power to do what some pharmaceutical pills struggle to achieve, all while nourishing your body instead of burdening it. Garlic also gives you something that your kidneys desperately need: flavor without sodium. Every time you reach for garlic instead of salt, you are protecting your blood vessels from the kind of pressure that slowly damages kidney tissue. That is why I call it the healer spice. It restores taste, protects the heart, and keeps the kidneys breathing easy. So, if you have ever wondered how to make your meals both delicious and healing, start small. Crush a clove, let it breathe, and add it to whatever you are cooking: soups, stir fries, roasted vegetables. Your body will feel the difference long before your lab results catch up. But even knowing this is not enough, because what truly determines the future of your kidneys is not just one single ingredient. It is how all of your choices connect to each other. The final piece of this puzzle will reveal why awareness, consistency, and the right mindset can make the difference between lifelong strength and silent decline. Stay with me, because in just a moment, I am going to share the closing message that every single patient needs to hear before it is too late. You have just learned what most people never get to hear: that not every vegetable heals, and not every so called healthy habit is actually safe for your kidneys. But I want you to remember this above all else: your health is not about perfection, it is about progress. Every small change you make, every time you swap the wrong food for the right one, every glass of water you drink with awareness, those moments add up. They are small victories that protect you from the inside out, day by day, meal by meal. If you have watched this far into the video, it means you genuinely care about your body, and that already puts you ahead of most people. So do not stop here. Save this video right now so you can come back to it whenever you need a reminder or a little bit of guidance. And if you have not yet, make sure to subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell. Every single week, I share new evidence-based tips, real patient stories, and medical insights to help you care for your kidneys and the rest of your body with confidence and clarity. Because the truth is, your kidneys do not need a miracle. They need consistency, compassion, and knowledge. You do not have to face this journey alone. I am here to help guide you one step, one meal, one habit at a time. So, tonight, when you sit down to eat, pause for just a second and ask yourself, is this helping my kidneys or is it hurting them? The answer to that single question, repeated day after day, could be what keeps you healthy, strong, and free from dialysis for the rest of your life. Your kidneys may be silent, but they are always listening. Treat them kindly, and they will keep you strong for years to come.